Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you all the skips in Only Up, which I wish I knew when starting out with the game. Please be aware that some of these skips have changed in the past and may change in the future. So the first skip is called Elevator Skip, and it's right there at the start of the game. You do it by running to the back end of the favelas and entering the elevator. Doing this will spare you some tedious climbing. Next up is the pipe segment. There are no skips and it can be tricky if you are just starting out. However, there are a few jumps to make this segment easier. I entertain you to take the same route as I do. At the train station opposite to where you came up from, there is a bed to get you up on the roof of the station. If you don't want to take risks, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you take it, you need to cancel your forward momentum before bouncing off the bed. You do this by either grabbing the ledge of the bed and climbing up, or by rolling just before bouncing. The reason this works is that by pressing Ctrl twice to roll, all horizontal momentum is cancelled while in the air. The next trick is the rail car. Not a lot of people use it because it is slow, but it gets you reliably to the next platform. The rail bed was recently introduced into the game and it can save quite some time. I found the most reliable method to use it is to grab the ledge to climb up and then hold sprint and forward to land on the iron scaffold. Next up are the oil refinery beds. These are 4 consecutive beds to get you up to the factory. The second bed can be skipped. To skip the second bed, climb on the ledge of the first bed and then hold sprint and forward to gain additional momentum. This extra momentum allows you to proceed right towards the third bed. Make careful jumps to hit the beds and use slow motion if necessary. At the end, land on the steel beam and proceed toward the factory. After the factory, there come the desert beds. To get good jumps, do a running jump before bouncing. This is good for both of the beds. Hidden below the construction site, there is a secret drone which takes you all the way up to the windmill. For beginners, this is a huge help because there is no risk involved. For the next skip, take the upper drone and fly towards the movable platform. It's easier to hit the platform when you jump after the drone has stopped moving horizontally and starts to go down. After getting transported by the movable platform, continue to climb the containers. Next up is the drone into Windmill Skip. The way speedrunners do it is to jump directly from the drone onto the windmill blade. The way it works is that the character grabs the blade of the windmill, thereby further increasing their upward momentum and launching towards the next platform. Notice there is a bed down at the bottom of the windmill. This can be used as a backup, or if you want a more beginner-friendly way to grab the windmill blades. At the bus station there is a bed right behind the waiting booth. To use it, climb on the booth, then jump at the bed to grab the edge and climb up. When bouncing, aim for the large only up billboard to land on its lower edge. After entering the highway, there are two beds hidden at the bushes. The lower bed gives just a little boost, but the upper bed can get you right up to the cars and the collapsing highway. To get there, it is important to bounce off the second bed with sprinting momentum. So either do a sprinting jump at the bed, or use the momentum of the lower bed to do a high bounce. To get to the skyscraper bed, jump down after going through the bus. The bed takes you up to the plaza for a nice little time save. Next up is the trampoline. Climb over the lanterns to get there, and then bounce to land on the red carpet. After running toward the end of the red carpet, there is a bed to get you toward the elevator. I found the most reliable way to do it is to walk, then jump before reaching the edge, and only holding sprint after being in the air. This way the momentum is just strong enough to land right in front of the elevator. The gold ingot bed is interesting because you can branch off in two ways. If you are not a speedrunner, I would always recommend to launch toward the radio tower. But there is another way. After bouncing off once, you can land right on the edge of the bed, and if you hit it right, it launches you toward the blue balloon. But I found that to be very unreliable. Anyways, when launching toward the radio tower, first do a sprinting jump off the gold bar to gain sprinting momentum. In the air, release and adjust your trajectory in order not to go too far. Then, when bouncing, hold forward again and proceed flying toward the radio tower. If you manage to get on top of the blue balloon by falling down or doing the special gold bar bed jump, use the trampoline to launch yourself toward the heaven elevator. I just do a normal jump off the trampoline, adjust my trajectory in the air, and at the end do a roll to cancel my horizontal momentum to land right on top of the elevator. Next up is the Jesus bed. To get it right, do a sprinting jump onto it for the right momentum to land on the marble platform. When reaching the school, there are two beds. You want to take the one to the left of the school. Grab its ledge and then press forward and sprint to launch up to the books and benches. Now comes the bed which is known as Waifu Bed. The waifu was patched out of the game, so let's take a moment of silence here. Relating to the bed, we just want to do a sprinting jump onto it, and then aim towards the tentacles. We used the sunflower to catch our strong forward momentum. As a bonus, there is a bed below the ship, which can skip you a few barrels. To get it right, jump onto it with sprinting momentum. An honorable mention is the Tortoise, which you may use after falling down or when doing a no-bed run. It takes you from the red maze towards the Atlas statue. Next major skip is the cannon. To pull it off, climb into the cannon, then hold forward and sprint starting before launch and navigate around the left edge to land on top of the ice. The champagne bottle is a major skip, launching the player up to the Buddha statue. The normal launch brings you in front of the statue, but what you want to do instead is to land on top of the left sandbank. To do this, hold sprint and forward right after getting on top of the bottle. Don't worry that you are falling off a bit, it's fine. Then navigate the character toward the left sandbank. After landing on the sandbank, carefully jump around the blue structure to find a hidden bed. Then bounce off the bed to launch yourself up to the Orca. This is also a considerable time save. The rainbow hole coming up is not really a skip, but let me warn you that if you fall down that hole, there's no saving from the fall, as the invisible walls will funnel you straight down to the favelas. Safe spots are the coins on the side and the second pizza. Everything else inside the circle, the first pizza, the board and the cheese, are non-fixed traps and will fall down with you. Last up is the dragon skip. Frankly, I didn't manage to pull it off, but what people do is they bounce onto the dragon and then either ride it up to the flags or use an interaction with the left wing to launch directly up to the end of the game. jtkepic made a good tutorial on that, so check him out if you're interested. That were all skips in Only Up. Consider leaving a like and a comment. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.